All right. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator, for this opportunity to be a light while I'm in this reality. My name is Jaquan Ban Israel. Welcome to my room, my channel. I'm a servant, I'm a faithist, and the Creator has gifted me with the opportunity to try to share my faith with other brethren who can subscribe to the OAHSPE Bible. It's a new revelation from the Creator in which He is using it to expose religion and call his children out of the beast kingdom, which is religion. It's not for everybody. This ain't the channel for everybody. Brethren, thank you for joining me. Let's see. Woodson, hi, bro. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Woodson Payne, I've seen you a couple times in here. Other brethren seem to come against you. What's going on with that? You're welcome here as long as you come in peace. This is a room where I'm not really interested in debating and arguing with brethren. I don't see any benefit in it. The Creator. Dave, brother, how you doing? Let me see what you got here, Dave. You say, what's in pain? What happened? I thought you were JJ's, I don't think I know who JJ is. Golden boy, who is Hebrew Israelites there, kick you to the curb. Oh, I was a Hebrew Israelite. Woodson, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, I don't know much about you. You're welcome to the channel though. If you come in peace and you come in sincerity and truth, you want to know what the OAHSPE is all about. If you think you could subscribe to it, you're welcome. I want to thank you for joining me. The Creator has given me an opportunity to bring me out of the beast kingdom, which is religion, and to help me to hear His voice. And my ministry is for brethren who are like-minded. We speak the same language. We can attain to the Father's voice. We see that the wisdom of the Creator is beyond comparison. We Lion's Den. I don't think I've heard of them either. I don't know who they are either. Dave. So anyway, the OAHSPE, that's a book. It's an amazing thing because up till now, the Creator, He's allowed men to engage in deity worship. Deity worship, where you worship anything that's born of a woman. If you ask people in the world today who they pray to, who they worship, it's usually somebody born of a woman. Is usually somebody born of a woman, some deity, some idol, some god, and the Creator, he said he let that go on for a little while, and because men, they need something to believe in. He said, but now we living in a day and age where He commanded men to repent, like we read in, I think it's Acts 17. The times of this ignorance, God winked at, but now He commanded men everywhere to repent. What does that mean? Repent. Stop doing deity worship, idolatry, and worship the Creator. He put up with it for a while. Now He's saying He finished with it. It make all the sense in the world to me. The Creator is the uncreated Creator. The Creator is exactly what the name implies. Everything that is or ever shall be, it is the Creator. And He creates gods, lords, angels. He gives us a spirit to evolve and to believe in Him and to attain to His voice and to everlastingly resurrect and to glory. And that's basically what it's all about. I was talking to a lady the other day. I'm sharing the same story again. The home care lady who comes by and ministers to my wounds. And I was sharing with her that she likes to ask me a lot of questions, and I love that. But she can't hear. She don't have ears to hear the Father's voice. She's into religion. She's into Bible. She's into normalcy bias like the world. The world is into normalcy bias. And I'm just trying to be patient. My mind now is, the OAHSPE tell you don't try to convince anybody. Don't try to convert nobody. Don't try to push it on nobody, And I was sharing with her how the Bible, we grew up with it. We went to church. It was pushed on us. It was forced on us. It was in our face. And now, we in a situation where people, that's all they've ever known. They never heard anything else. So they stay with it, and their critical thinking ability have been taken away from them. That's the most important thing that I can see. Your critical thinking ability has been taken away so that you can't even hear the incredible logic. Forget the history and the science, and the Creator, he deal with you on all levels on the OAHSPE. He deal with you on all levels. And the logic part of it is like the beginning part, to hopefully you'll hear that, and then you'll see is how it's unparalleled and how the Bible plagiarizes the OAHSPE. And Creator is banking on that to draw you in and bring you out of the beast kingdom. That's the primary thing. Come out of the beast kingdom, idolatry, deity worship. That's what the world is involved in right now. And even though you look around and you see the fruit of Christianity and the beast kingdom and Mohammedanism and Buddhism and Brahmanism, the fruit you see now is warfare. And that's the mark of the drugs that the OAHSPE, which I think is talking about modern day Uzians, the mark of the drugs was war. So when you see nations and you see Christianity, and really modern day Christianity is the drugs, a large part, because things are being done in the name of Christianity, primarily coming from the United States and their conquests all over the world. And they're constant instigating nations to war and division. And hey, Elijah, brother. All right, man. Listening in. All right, brother. I hope I say something. Yeah, the Creator, man, he's I think that, the Creator, if you willing, if you sincere, then he'll give you things to say. If you willing to let go of yourself, if you willing to not try to, that's what I think I'm learning from the OAHSPE. Don't try to, don't try to be somebody. Don't try to be don't, you know what I mean? There's a weakness in man where he wants to be God. And the OAHSPE says that faiths are future gods and goddesses. It only makes sense. He's got 1 billion trillion worlds out there, and he's going to put somebody on it to run it. Why not your son or daughter? Why not put them on earth, train them, afflict them, test them, give them wisdom, make them develop a track record, so when we land in the spiritual, we can get that part of our journey started towards godhood. That's what it's really all about. But if you under another lover, meaning an idol or a deity, then the Creator, he honor your free will. Just like in this current reality, man say he wants another woman, the woman will let him go, and vice versa. Creator the same way. Okay, you want that man? Go ahead. You got free will. Go ahead. Follow him, And that's when you find out 25, 30 years later, you made a mistake, that you should have went with that first guy who was into the Creator. He was spiritual, but you wanted the materialism. You couldn't see anything in that guy who was willing to wait and sacrifice and to serve the Creator. And that's the way the world is. You don't learn until it's too late. The materialism, it blinds you, It blinds you to the here and the now. That's what religion for a large part is. You see the fruits of it, warfare, bloodshed, killing of children. You still don't get it. That's the fruit of the beast kingdom, man, across the board. Missiles and jet planes that bomb the hell out of everything and blow up everything. And you still going to tell me that that's the way, that's a noble, honorable religion and faith, or whatever the hell you want to call it. You can't even see the fruit of your own faith, man. How it's the cause of all that is in this reality that's vexing and afflicting and causing misery upon men. And you want that. You can't even see the fruit of the own thing that you believe in. Have it your way, Creator say, hey, man, have it your way. That's the way you want it, Have it your way. He give you your free will. The children, they hear the Father's voice. They get up out of that and they start their journey to the Creator. They get up out of deity worship, man. Just music to our ears. I'm a brother. I'm a servant. I serve my brethren. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. All I know is I try. I try to do sincerity and truth, man. I try while I'm in this reality not to cheat myself. In life, looking back, I've cheated myself a lot. I've cheated myself a lot. The Creator, he gifted me with certain abilities when I was younger, and I cheated myself by not selling out and really making use of the things that he had equipped me with that I could have, if I just, put a little effort, could have benefited from the things that he has gifted me with, but I didn't. And I'm not blaming anybody but me. But as it turns out, I'm like a lot of my brethren. The things of the world, it do not grab us. It don't grab us. You can't grab a faith that's but for a little while in the world. At some point, he's going to see materialism for what it is and how ultimately it cannot fulfill that God-sized hole in your spirit. And they're going to let it go. You cannot grab hold of a faith that's, you can get him for a little while. Religion, it'll get us for a little while, because it'll take advantage of that desire in us to know the Father and to do what is right and to, intrinsically, a faith is they know that what the Father is it's got to be, that thing that we don't want to do of our own self, which is to be selfless and to do what is right by our brethren, be our brother's keeper. That's like a seed. It's in a lot of brethren, a lot of people in the world today. There are people who are faithists and they don't run around saying I'm a faithist in the OAHSPE Bible, but they're children of the Creator anyway. A brother was telling me that, I want to be a part of those people. I want to be a part of the people. Like, you got a lot of people in the world today. There's lots of conflagrations going on and dissension and division. And there are people standing up fighting against that, putting their life on the line. That's honorable. That's the Creator. That's what he looked like. He don't call for faithists to engage in the world. I mean, so from what I could see, he don't want us getting out there and, making a fuss and a ruckus. He basically just tell us, just go your own way, learn my word, do your time in this reality. What's important to the kingdom. All that matters is do right, try to serve your brother, do right by him, share your knowledge with him, that sort of thing. He don't make it hard. See, that's the thing I love, man. OAHSPE, Creator, he do not make it hard. The one thing that he emphasizes that I can see is he tell you to stay away from beast kingdom, from deity worship. That's the biggest reason really for my channel is I try to emphasize, do what you want, man. Just do what you want, do what is righteous and good, and your spirit should tell you what that is, but get the hell away from deity worship, man. If you believe in something, trace it back, and if it goes back to a man or a woman, you got problems. You got problems. And if you say you attain to the Father's voice, then that means that you can receive the OAHSPE. See? The Father, he's going to drive you to the OAHSPE. Now, it's not it's a guidebook. It's not perfect, man. You see how the Father does it? You say you attain to the Father's voice, that means that you subscribe to the OAHSPE. It's simple as that. You can't tell me you subscribe to the Bible. You got a conflict of interest. See? The big picture, the Creator, the big picture, man. Faiths have always been on the earth. We've always been here under different names. We've been taken captive. We've been slaughtered. We've been scattered. But at the end, the darkness, the deception, it has to be lifted off of them. It's a hell of a testing that the Creator that he put us through, but we know that eventually, it is onward and outward, onward, upward, I think is the saying. We know that this reality, we know that we are here for a time. And see, the world is the same. You know, some people, they sell out for the world because they know that the reward, reward, they keep the reward, the focus of the reward in their mind. We live in a reality where people, they constantly, you know, you're either in the world or you're like the Creator says, there are only two people on the earth. There are only two people. There are the Faithists and the Uzians. Faithists and Uzians. So we in a situation where right now, Faithists, we're undesired. Our message ain't popular. Nobody knows about us. Nobody can refute us. The things that we prescribe, you know, nobody will. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Upward. Let me show that on the screen. Upward, onward, outward. Yeah, that's the trajectory of the Faithists. See, we know what's up. We know that is, you know, we here in this reality. We on the earth. We realize the earth is a womb. And then when we lay the body down, we're born again. And then we go to school. And that's the second part of our journey towards godhood, gods and goddesses. I know some people say that sounds kooky, but if the Creator, see, you know, you should be able to think, man, you know, you should be able to think that if you have like the Creator and he creates, and then he creates gods, lords, and angels. I mean, and he does it out of, you know, you hear concepts in the OAHSPE where he talk about care, concern, love, compassion, and selflessness in your brother. You should be able to deduce certain things about what it's all about. People in this reality, say like rich people, you know, I was reading the story of this real rich dude. He was young and he had the world at his feet, man. And he showed his lifestyle. And it was all good, man. You know, the weekends, and he just picked where he was going to go and all his friends, and they drink and laugh, and, you know, and everybody is well off. And it's just the life, you know, that everybody want. You know, you want to be able to live that type of life. His parents set him up, you know, his parents, you know, I forget who they were. They were like, you know, his dad came in, you know, big company or some invention or something. And first thing he did was set his children up. Same way with the Creator. And all men are his children, but some children come to him. They come to him, you know. Eventually all men will, because you're going to get tired of yourself. You're going to get tired of yourself. You're going to get tired of yourself, man. That, you know, I love it, man. The Creator, I digressed. I was talking to that lady and I wanted to share the story of I believe that the Creator given me the wisdom to respond to her and tell her the Bible. It's always been there. It was forced on you. You know, you were young, went to church, you know. OAHSPE is different. You got to come to it. It ain't begging you to come to it, you know. Let me see. Woodson says, wow, I just left the Faithists prayer group, and this is how you treat other Faithists. Hey, Woodson, let me put the link in the room. You know, if you want to come on, I'll have a dialogue with you. You know, I don't really much know who you are, but you're welcome. If, you know, we can be at peace with one another. You know, I'm willing to, let me put the link in the room. If you want, you come on. Let me put the link in the room. Now, let me see. Just click the link. I'll bring you on. Now, I don't know what you mean by I just left the Faithist prayer group, and this is how you treat other Faithists. I don't know if I know what you mean by that. You know, my Faithists, they're my brethren, you know. And the Creator tells us to be a community. The objective is that, I mean, we're supposed to esteem our brethren higher than ourselves, and I do, you know. if I could be of service to a faithless, I am willing. And I know the same is true for them to me. If I had a need or, and vice versa, I know that I can go to a faithless, if I wanted to be comforted or if I wanted to just share or talk, I know that I can do that too. We are like-minded brethren, man. We're trying to extend the hand to our unenlightened brethren. We ain't out here trying to fight nobody and talk about we're number one. We're the kingdom of God, man, where there is no king. So you're welcome, man. Click on the link. If you click on the link, I'll come on and I'll talk to you. I'm hoping that you can eventually, I don't know if you subscribe to the OAHSPE or not, but we're not here to convert anybody. The Creator said, don't do it. This is for brethren who come. It's like you come looking, and then the Creator, he opens up the libraries of heaven, and, hopefully you can receive it. And again, this channel here, I make a big deal out of just get out of deity worship. Just get out of that, man. You know what I mean? So that you don't become a slave when you cross over. That's the big thing in my channel right there. That I like to try to emphasize. If you in deity worship, you got problems. Now I'm going to talk about some of the biggest deity worshipers on the planet and the damage that they do to our brethren, other faithists who are in waiting, faithists of the future, right now in captivity, in slavery, in religion. The name of the video is T.D. Jakes, Creflo, Dollar, and Joel Osteen. And there's a whole chapter and really all over the place in the OAHSPE where he really lays them out. He knows, the miracle for me is men, they know, that you're wrong, man. You know that when you make merchandise of the gospel, in your heart, man, something's got to be in your heart saying, man, you're wrong. You went and you learned religion. And then you opened up your mouth to people who don't know about the things you're talking about because it can't prove a negative in people's minds, meaning you can always get up there and talk about what you saw. And then the Bible says this. And then people believe you because they trusted you. I tell you, man, I can't stand them type of people. I mean, I got a real trouble. I'm a brother. I'm trying to grow up, man. I'm in my 60s. And the Creator showing me, man, you got a lot you got to take off, Quad. You got a lot of flesh that you got to take off of you. You have to learn that it's no good to deal with the cataracts, the negative vibrations, the evil influences. You can't, the Creator is teaching me to deal with it in a better way. Don't let it get you into the evil vibration. Let me see. Dave's got something here. I don't know what that video is, bro. I can't like click on it. You know what I mean? I can't copy and paste it even. Dave. Maybe other brethren can copy and paste it and then look at it. If you don't mind, see if you can give a bullet point about what the video is about, just a couple of points about it in the chat, if you don't mind, So, I believe that, the Creator, he put us in a situation to learn. We have to learn to love those who are hard to love. who are hard to receive, hard to deal with. I think that's what it is. You know, I remember in the New Testament, Jesus Christ said, now is the Son of Man departed or something like that, because Satan had nothing in him. Had nothing in him. Oh, lepers don't change their spots. Who are you referring to? Anybody you're referring to with that? I don't know what you're saying with that. I don't know what the point that you're making with that is, brother. So again, welcome to the channel, man. I'm telling you, the reading that I'm going to do is in, I forget what book it's in, actually. If somebody would do me a favor and tell me what book I'm going to be reading from in the chat. Look at the title or look at the description. What does the descriptionary say that I'm going to be reading from? Oh, you're referring to Woodson? Okay. What book am I supposed to be reading from? And will somebody look in the description area? What am I going to be reading from? What book is it? Is it Judgment, chapter 18? I think it is. If y'all get a chance, if somebody hear me and you get a chance, put the look in the description area and see what book I'm supposed to. I'm going to be reading from for the subject matter. I forget. I'll find it when it gets around time for me to do the reading. Anyway, here's my room. You can join it. You know, I wouldn't recommend my room. I'd recommend either this room or this room. Or not my room, but this room, Brother Omian's room. I recommend either one of those two rooms to join for, oh, thanks, Dave. Yeah. Chapter 19, Book of Judgment. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. I recommend one of these two rooms rather than mine, where they're bigger, and I share with all three of these rooms, and I like to try to find things. I like to read and then try to find things. Let me show you that. This room is in the link. You click on the link, it should bring you to the room, or copy and paste it, ask to come in. For any of you brethren who are curious, OAHSPE, you want to know more about it, what we do is post verses in this room here, as you can see. Post verses. I like to try to find things that will be fun for other brethren and informative too, and this word is food, really. It's really food for our soul, and then here's the other room, Cosmic Teaching. You can join that room as well. And then here's my room. So you have a choice. And basically, we just subscribe to the OAHSPE. We try to share it, talk about it a little bit, Now, some of the things that I posted recently, here's one. And these verses, they jump in the middle of a thought, and so you have to consider that when I'm reading them. Here it says, let the student compare the Baptists of Capella in India and the Kuhuans of the same country in the same period, and the Baptists of Moses in Egypt with the Egyptians of the same country and period. The Baptists of both countries advanced, but their persecutors went down to destruction. The peace of the Baptists held 400 years, and then both peoples began to choose kings, which was followed by 990 years of darkness. And so I wanted to share it because Creator, he says that Baptists, that eventually they advance, but those who persecute us, they go down into destruction. And I have to think that it's the same way in the situation today. I think personally, we looked at age the other day. I'm going to pick it up Thursday, Creator willing. Tomorrow, no video, Bible study for me, but I'm going to pick up on it again. But I think that age, it has different effects on the Baptists and those who are called Uzians, who, unenlightened, don't really care about spirituality that much. So they have Ag, it's called Ag and Gia, and these are like, if I'm not mistaken, Ethereal worlds that we end up going through from time to time, our spiritual grade, it gets so bad. The Creator, he sends it in the hopes that man will learn a lesson and turn around and go the other way, but he won't do it. Gia is diseases, pandemics, and that sort of thing. And then AG is like wars. It's like a step up, man, to where you can feel it. It's like one is from the inside and the other one is the outside. And AG, I was talking a little bit about that, and that results in, it has, from what I could see, different effects on the Faithists and the Uzzians, and one ascends and gains greater light, and the other one he descends and he gains less and less light. And we're in a situation in the world today where I think great AG is, the darkness is increasing. When you look around and you see how kingdoms of men are starting to throw bombs at one another. And what I can see, the Creator, he says that Faithists, they don't have anything to worry about, and that they're just going to ascend and ascend and ascend. So here's a verse where kind of deals with that. And then another thing, it says, and the same rules apply in the manifestation of Dan. According to the grade of the people, so will they receive its light. If below 33, they will become magicians. And I was looking for this verse yesterday on the video, and it's talking about those below the grade of 33. Below the grade of 33, they'll become magicians and prophets. Those who claim to be spiritual, from what I can see. It says if they're below the grade of 33, they will become magicians and prophets without virtue. They're going to be for themselves, like these people that I'm going to be talking about on the video. Ultimately, they're for themselves. T.D. Jakes, Creflo, Dollar, Joel Osteen. Ultimately, they are for themselves. They've tapped into their gift to be able to speak and to talk to people, and they're cashing in on it. Here, Creator, he says, if people who are like that, if they're below the grade of 33, they will become magicians and prophets without virtue. It says if they are above 33 but below 66, they will become self-opinionated malefactors, running into licentiousness for self's sake. See, they're for the self. But if you are above 66, they will become true prophets, abnegating self for the sake of righteousness. You fall in love with the will of the Creator. You see how, if you know how good it is, man, when you bless people. You know how happy people get? Like when you give them something, everybody likes to receive something for free, They like it if you give them something for free, something of value, especially. You see how happy people get? And that blesses your soul too. Really, really, that blesses your soul too. Really. That's one reason why I like to share that word. Because I know it makes somebody happy, For the amount of people in these rooms, there's very little response. It's kind of surprising. It's very few people who respond or enough to even just say thank you. I don't expect it. I just don't expect it. But I'm surprised that it draws so little. Even, to even just say it once a month, and it's not, that reaction is not there. And I'm talking about among Faithists. They don't respond like I thought they would. Some do. I'm not talking about the ones who do respond, but I'm truly amazed at the lack of response that Faithists do to the word. That's one thing that I've been learning since I've come into this word. Hold on one second. That's one thing that I've truly been amazed at is I think brethren have gotten old and they just don't have no more, they settled in. And I hope that, I don't get that way where, a young brother maybe comes up, he's got a lot of energy, and I hope I don't burn out, where I become like the brethren I see. Well, I don't want to say they burned out, but they don't there ain't no reaction like it should be, I think, in these rooms. They're pretty dead. They're pretty dead. And that's what I'm amazed at that. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is, man. I'm not saying that they're any less or any, I'm just, I guess the creator, he'll, all things will be, will be shown for or explained. But anyway, he says here that talking about the grade of the people, if they're above 66, their mindset is they're going to tap into the will of the creator, which is if you can be of a benefit to your brethren one way or another, any type of way, that you really tapped into the kingdom of God above the grade of 66. But below that, the creator seems to be saying, ultimately, they're selfish. They do things for selfish reasons. They give themselves titles. They want to be acknowledged. We're ahead of you. We are, you know what I mean? Vainglory. They know a lot, but they're self-opinionated male. Let's see what that means. Let's search. What does that mean? Male factor. A male factor is a person who commits a crime or some other wrong. Okay. So for him to be saying that in the OAHSPE is pretty, that's pretty serious, man. He says that those who are below the grade of 66, it says they are male factors. They're a person who commits a crime or some other wrong. They become self-opinionated. These are people who are below 66, but they are above grade 33. It says that they are below 66, but they are above grade 33. It says they will become self-opinionated male factors, meaning they'll engage in crime, wrongdoing, running into licentiousness for self's sake. Now, what is licentiousness? What is the definition of licentiousness? Licentiousness means a lack of moral or legal restraint. That's a lack of moral legal restraint, especially in regards to sexual behavior. It could also mean a disregard for strict rules of correctness. For example, a novel might be banned for licentiousness. So it means immorality, wantonness, dissipation. These are flesh works of the flesh. Disillusion, profligacy, decadence, intemperance, and self-indulgence. So we read it again, and it says those who are below 66, it says they will become self-opinionated male factors, wrongdoers, crime, engaging in crime, running into licentiousness for self's sake. So it sounds like when you gravitate towards the flesh, but if you are above 66, you become true prophets and you abnegate yourself for the sake of righteousness. Now, let's see what it means to abnegate self. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
So abnegating self, pretty clear that it means to serve, to do things, not to do things for the sake of others rather than yourself. Self-abnegating, forbearing to gratify oneself or advance one's interests, self-denying. So pretty easy to see that that's the creator, that's the will of the creator right there. That is the total will of the creator right there. And then everything else falls into place. As simple as that. Simple as that. Here's another verse that says, thus suppose a people's grade runs below 33, but not as low as 22. And such people fall under aging for a period of 66 years or even more. Then war, destruction, death, lust will come upon that people. See, that's where we are right. I posted that because that's where we are right now, brethren. I was sharing how I like to keep up with world events because it helped me to see the creator. It helped me to see that his word is how it's come to pass. We're in a situation right now where there is definitely war, there's destruction, there's death, and the lust part, I don't really know how to see that. I imagine it means you start scrambling for whatever resources are left. When people, they see resources beginning to run out, then they start getting desperate. If you've ever seen a store like during a riot, and then people bust into it and they just start grabbing anything they can get a hold of. First thing they usually run to is the food section. They start grabbing meat, just any and everything that they can grab. The creator is saying that when a people's grade runs below 33, eventually they get to that point. They get to that point when resources start dwindling, then people's true nature come out, self-survival come out. And the other day, I believe that the inspiration that came into my understanding was that we're going to have to deal with our appetite. If I'm not mistaken, we are going to have to deal with our appetite in whatever areas of our spirituality. We're going to have to deal with our appetite because we living in the world. I remember I was talking to somebody. I was talking to those two guys I share from time to time about, I went to the store and they had a big tent out with a big sign saying, let us pray for you. And they were two Christians. And I witnessed a couple of times the OAHSPE, they couldn't hear it. And ever since then, I just go right past them when they have that sign and that tent up. But I was telling him at one point, he said, so somehow we got on the subject of meat. And I told him that the creator, he wanted us to abstain from that in this present reality. And the guy immediately stopped me. He said, nope. He said, I ain't gonna never stop eating meat. He said, I love it too much. And I had to commend him for his honesty. He said, nope, I ain't never stopping that. I love meat too much. He said, why should I stop? Why? And I said, the creator says somehow it stunt your spiritual growth. I can't see it. I don't know how it does it, but I believe the creator. He said it. So, And the guy said, nope, I ain't never gonna stop. Nope, I love it too much. I'm gonna just keep doing it, And I don't look down on him. I don't look down on nobody. We all got something that we struggle with. Some people do things better than others. So there ain't no room. I'm pulling for him to come up out of that. Or anybody who's struggling with whatever. We all got things that we struggle with. You can't just look at somebody and, you know what I mean, and look down on them because they dealing with this and you not dealing with it. It's always vice versa is true. So I love that part about the Creator is, he rather than you thinking that you better than somebody else, he make you start pulling for him, rooting for him, to get up on top. That's the way of the Creator right there. That's why the world can't receive this light. It's constantly, the density is so thick and it's pulling people to be more and more self-focused in a negative, carnal way where you look at your survival and, the nations are doing it, people are doing it, and it's AG coming on the land. It's AG, man, it has differing effects. For some reason, the faithists, they gain more and more light, and those in the declension, they gain less and less light. That's how it works. But anyway, get back. It says, but suppose the same fall of AG comes upon a people. But suppose the same fall of AG comes upon a people graded above 33 to 66. Suppose the same fall of AG comes upon a people graded above 33 to 66. Then war, intellect, with oratory, music, and remarkable men of Jesus will result. But to carry it further, the same fall of AG coming on a people above 66 will cause them to manifest in many lords, gods, and saviors, and in superstitions, rites, and ceremonies, which will all more or less pertain to sexualism. Now, I don't understand this real good because it says that it sounds like if you're ascending, why does it say then war? And then it mentions intellect, oratory, music, remarkable men, and Jesus will result. Now, why will war result for someone who's ascending? I don't understand this part right here. I don't get that. Why will war result? Now, the other things are all good. It says basically saying faithists and they're above 33 to grade 66. Their intellect, their oratory, their music, remarkable men of genius will result. But to carry it further, the same fall of AG coming on the people above 66 will cause them to manifest in many lords, gods, and saviors, and in superstitions, rites, and ceremonies, which all more or less pertain to sexualism. Now, I don't know what it means by sexualisms, but it seems like the AG falls has an effect on some people below this grade up to this grade, and then it falls on other people who are above a certain grade, and it has this effect on them, is what it's saying. It says on the planetary, or another verse, on all the planetary worlds, it is always the same. Certain four false gods rise up to possess the corporeal worlds and her heavens. Creator says on all planetary worlds, all over the place. He says, so great was the power of AG that even the Ihans often broke their vows and lived clandestinely with the world's people, begetting offspring in great numbers, not eligible to enter their sacred cities. And yet mortals did not see the AG, but they saw their cities and temples sinking, as it were, into the ground. Yet, in truth, they were not sinking, but were covered by the AG, falling and condensing. So that's the thing, that the power is in the fact that we can't see these densities. We can't see, in the world, in the earth, the weather report, it don't say like, Gia is coming. It's a time of pandemics and diseases, and, it's coming. The weather report says that next Tuesday is going to be here. See, we can't see that. Creator, you don't give us that ability. We pass through Ethereal worlds and we don't even know it. And these seasons, they come upon us. They can't say, hey, Gia is coming, or AG is coming. Prepare for AG. AG is a time of war, destruction. Next Tuesday, it's going to start coming. We don't see it. It comes upon us. We don't see it. And right now, faith is they will see it. So I don't know when the present AG began. I don't know when it's going to end, but we in it. We in it. Why do I say that? Wars, destructions going on right now on an unprecedented scale. We see it. Now here's something else. I think it refers to something else, something I posted. It says, secondly, be careful of too much leniency towards the spirits in the first resurrection. Do not allow them to abide with mortals as teachers, showing you that spirits in the first resurrection come down and they influence mortals as teachers. It says, remember that mortals love their dead kindred to the extent they would deprive them of heavenly education for the sake of having them around. And that's something, love is weird that way. You would do something to somebody that is against their own interest for the sake of your affections. And that's something. It says, remember also that the spirits of the recently dead who are entered as young spirit Essenes in all good heavens, they love their mortal kindred to the extent that they would seek no higher heaven than to linger around them on earth, which habit grows upon them, so that in 2 or 3 generations they become drudges, worthless themselves, knowing little of earth and less of heaven. So our relatives, they newly pass on, they hang around us. They don't want to ascend higher because you are their relatives and they love you and they want to hang around you. How do you like that? How do you like that, man? Job, he said, all corporeal worlds pass through the age of too much belief. As I gave man judgment so that he could examine and weigh a matter, so does he run into unbelief. Then my angels go to him and show him where he believed too little, but lo, he goes to the other extreme, believing all things and not using his judgment. So balance. The Creator, he's about balance, man. Not too much, not too little. Stay in the middle. Balance in everything. And then it says, and except to the eye hands, the light of Jehovah was shut out from men. Thus, ambition for improvement was at an end. They became like drones and vagabonds. And when they died, their spirits continued to lie in the places of their mortal life. And many of these spirits persuaded mortals to suicide. How do you like that? See, now you see why some people commit suicide. They're persuaded by spirits. Their spirits continue to lie about places in their spirits continue to lie about in the places of their mortal life. And many of these spirits persuaded mortals to suicide. And they killed themselves by thousands and tens of thousands, nor was there any courage among men to endure anything under the sun. They wanted to be with the spirits of the dead, to talk with them, to see them, and be rid of earthly trials. Hey, Temple Wizard Beats, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us, bro. So there's a reason for suicide, at least partially. Spirits come back and influence them because it says they wanted to be with the spirits of the dead. See, people, let's read it again. It says, except to the eye hands, the light of Jehovah. Now, it happens today. So the eye hands, makes it sound historical. Like way back in the beginning, the creation, and at least that's how it makes me think. It says, and except to the eye hands, the light of Jehovah was shut out from men. Thus, ambition, improvement was at an end. It said they became like drones, basically robots, mindless, and And when they died, their spirits continued to lie about. Their spirits continued to lie about in the places of their mortal life. And many of these spirits persuaded mortals to suicide. And they killed themselves by thousands, tens of thousands, nor was there any courage among men to endure anything under the sun. They wanted to be with the spirits of the dead, to talk with them, to see them, and to be rid of earthly trials, So, wow, people, escapism. Now, that's a big thing with Pisces. Escapism. So that's like a danger to look out for. They continue to engage in escapism. One of the big reasons this verse seems to be saying one of the big reasons of that people they commit suicide is because one of the things they want to escape earthly trials. These spirits that were unmotivated and they were going to mortals, these were spirits who had crossed over, they came back, they were influencing mortals, and mortals were buying it and wanting to join them, so they commit suicide. They wanted to see the spirits of the dead, to talk to them, to see them, and they wanted to rid themselves of earthly trials. So I think I went to this the other video, so I could stop here and so a few things here, the Creator is telling us. He goes into suicide. He talks about the effect of aging on the spiritual grades, the effect it has on Uzians and Faithists, and basically this time that we're in right now, the thing that grabs my attention is AGI. I'm telling you, man, when I was listening to Cal the other day, and he talked about the time we're headed for, basically general collapse, and I can see it with the events going on in the world and the conflicts, the conflagrations going on in the Middle East. I'm telling you, they don't show us, brethren, because we're under censorship in this country. You brethren are under censorship. You are, in the presidential elections, that's another incredible thing that I really amazes me to look at. They keep the issue, they keep the slaughter that's going on in the Middle East out of the news, and they substitute it with the presidential election, and they get up there and talk about subject matter that don't, they get up there and distract you from what we are doing. And so far as genocide in other countries, they keep that out of your face by distracting you with, meaningless subjects. They don't tell you because they don't want you rising up, and they don't want people, you know what I mean? That's where we live. That's this reality. It's just full of deception, obfuscation, just deceiving you, keeping things from you. See, it's the AG falling to where they will not. The truth is just not welcome. You cannot. Freedom is being suffocated. It's being suffocated. You can't say anything. You can't do anything. You got to watch everything you say. You have to, that's AG falling, if you ask me. It ain't just war and bombs, and it's got more subtler effects too, more subtle. See, this is not living, man. This ain't the kingdom of God. This is just not the kingdom. When I think of the kingdom of God, man, I think of freedom that we don't even know, we can't even imagine. You know what I mean? I think that that's what it is. Time for the reading of the word. So let's go into the reading of the word. The title of the video is TD Jakes, Creflo, Dollar, and Joel Osteen. And really, it's about all of the prosperity teachers, really. They take advantage of people. They think the Creator don't know anything about it. I came across this chapter, and he basically says, I know. I see what's going on. Creator, he see what's going on. Don't think that he's being, you know what I mean? And so I wanted to read it. Now let me just do this real quick to put a face to the people that I'm going to be talking about. 10 prosperity teachers. Okay. Now, these people right here, and I imagine I'm not saying anything you brethren don't already know. Basically, these people, they take advantage of people. They merchandise the gospel. They've tapped into their gift to be able to talk to people. They've tapped into their gift. They know that people want someone to get up there and start talking, and so they feed them what they want. And it usually, okay, so they give the people what they want. They know people. It's like a weird psychological phenomenon where they know people. They know people like to be lied to in a sense, kind of like, and they give the people what they want. Not all of these people here. I'm not pointing to, I don't know what. There are some people who are very familiar, like Joel Osteen, Benny Hinn, And it just, for some reason now, let me see. It just really, it really, I shouldn't let it affect me the way it does when people, they don't mind taking advantage of people. These are people who do things for money. They do things for money. Create a flow of dollars. Create a flow of dollars. That's what his name stands for. The gall that you think that you're going to get, you don't mind doing things like this to people. Money. They don't mind. To me, it's the ugliest that a man can be when you do things simply for the sake of your own benefit. You're so selfish, man. You don't mind taking advantage of people. But the Creator, he says he's got something for that. You don't get away with nothing. Now, time for the reading of the word. I'm going to be reading from the book of Judgment, chapter 19. So let me go ahead and do that. Again, thank you, brother, for joining me. So let's go ahead and read this. All right, here we go right here. All right, may the Creator bless the reading of his word. It says, God said, hear the words of your Lord, all you preachers, priests, and rabbis, and do not seek to gainsay my words. He said, in times past, I had certain representatives, and I said to them, go preach my doctrines and all the inhabitants of the earth. Make them understand the way of the Almighty. And so with Christianity, Mohammedanism, Buddhism, Hinduism, from what I could see, they all started out righteously. God's pointing men to the Creator. Zarathustra, Pole, Capelia, Confucius, and then it got hijacked. And you shall take neither money nor payments of any kind for your labor, but an example of faith in the promises of God. That makes me think of these people again, man, And from what I understand, like this guy right here, Creflo Dollar, he seemed to start out all right, small Bible study, wanted to share the word, and then then money came calling. These people live deliciously. big congregations, most of the time real pretty to look at. They take advantage. They learn their gifts, and then it's like they have a decision to make. Am I going to use it for righteousness' sake, or am I going to use it to make money? And a lot of them, they end up using it to serve themselves. And that's why we're going to read what we're going to read in chapter 19. Creator, he says, so your predecessors went forth fulfilling my commandments. He said, but look at what you're doing today. You patronize the man of wealth, meaning you're favorable to him. You boast of the riches of your congregation. You receive salaries and dwell in fine houses. My doctrines you sell as merchandise. You have fine temples and fashionable audiences, and you curry favor with those who are in affluence. You do not go to the drunkard's den, nor to the unfortunate woman. Those you do not take in your arms, saying, my brother, my sister, come with me, I will show you the kingdom of God. Behold, I've come to you in spirit and truth, but you put me off, saying, it's not the first duty to one's own household. Hey, man, I got a family to feed. It's not self-preservation the first law. Hey, man, look, I got responsibilities, man. I got bills to pay. Now, I answer you, these questions spring from the beast, not from the spirit. Neither does it help you one bit to rise at the break of day and recite prayers all day, nor to say, God help the poor, or blessed are you, my God. When you cannot purchase one another by flattery, how do you hope for the favor of the Almighty by praise, prayers, and flattery? Behold, the selfishness of man has made the world like a house on fire. My little ones are in pain and suffocation. The world made a place of wretchedness, and people live in misery and need. You say, go then quickly to them and provide a remedy. This is the new religion I give to you, demanding sacrifice of you and your congregations, of all you have that is not in use and actual need. That's the kingdom of God right there. A community of people who take of their own resources and share it. And you shall judge the limit of your contribution, remembering that whoever is bound on earth is bound in heaven. Oh, you cross over, man. You think that it's all good, nothing but a party, and you're in a situation you can't ascend, you don't know how to, and you're a slave. You're bound in heaven. You and that prosperity teacher, that false god, that deity that you follow, now you bound in heaven. You bound on earth, and now you bound in heaven. You don't know how to break the bondage. It could be 100 or 1,000 years. Imagine that. Think of that. Think of that, man. The OAHSPE says that you have an opportunity to, you basically remember the scripture, the one in the OAHSPE, it talks about where the Creator, he says that you have the opportunity to do with money now what you may not do. He says you're going to do without money when in our spiritual self what we could have done with money in our corporeal reality itself. In other words, meaning it's going to be harder. The Creator says it's going to be harder to come to the light, to the Creator. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like, man. He says, I have drawn aside the veil of death. Your sons and daughters, your fathers and mothers, the dead, the living, stand face to face. And the angels are a testimony to you that your doctrines, as you practice them, are a blasphemy against the Almighty. He says, you persuade yourselves and your congregations that after death the soul shall go far away to an exalted heaven, but behold, those who are dead are with you. They testify to you by the thousands and by the tens of thousands that you led them astray. He says, the evidence of the work of heaven is at your door. You stand accused before Jehovah that you do not practice what you preach, that you fare sumptuously, I got to stop there, that you fare sumptuously. The homes of the 10 richest prosperity teachers. The homes of the 10 richest prosperity teachers. I just can't get off you guys, man. I just can't get off you guys. The way you get the nerve, man. The nerve of you people, man. Look at his house. Look at what the
hates this, but there's nothing that with a new electric lighter
out. Show his. Look at their homes, man. They fare sumptuously. Look, he's smiling. T.D. Jakes. Where are their homes at, man? There ain't no good shots of the homes they live in. Look at this dude's home. This dude. Wealthy pastor. 7 million tax-free estate. Look at that. Just like the Creator said, you live sumptuously, man. Now, it don't show all of them, but one of them is enough to give you an idea. It just burns, it just chaps my behind, man, when people do things like that. It just chaps my behind, man. How you think that Creator, I shouldn't let it. I know the Creator, he says that all imbalances are going to be dealt with in this reality. All imbalances. It says the evidence of the work of heaven is at your door. You stand accused before Jehovah. You stand accused, man, that you do not practice what you preach, that you fare sumptuously. And you connive at sin, you treat it with disrespect. You connive at sin, that you preach what you cannot prove. Oh, they love that, man, talking about what they saw or, what they think. And it says that you preach what you cannot prove by the angels of your own blood kin. You are accused. You have no personal knowledge of heaven, and in stubbornness of heart, you dispute with my seers and prophets, who can prove before you that they have power to see unseen things, and to hear that which you cannot hear. You study spiritual things with your corporal senses, nor do you have the capacity to see and hear the spirits of the dead. How much less then shall you presume to interpret Jehovah and his kingdoms? He says, now behold, I come in this era not only to declare to you that the time of preaching is at an end, except where it is practiced, indeed, as it is spoken in word, but also to prophesy to you that many of you will give up your calling and preach no more. He says, and your temples, churches, and meeting houses shall be turned into consultation chambers to find remedies against poverty, crime, and debauchery. He says, and the congregation shall be enrolled, and at the meetings they shall be inquired after to see if they are in need, and they shall have volunteers who shall go about seeking out the helpless and distressed, so that instead of the congregation sitting to hear your sermons, they shall come as co-workers. For Jehovah's children ain't going to be no more sitting up there talking in your fine fancy suit and shiny shoes talking about what's right. It's going to be an agenda to help people in real time. a list. Okay, who's behind on their bill? Who's in danger of losing their home? Who needs food to eat? Who needs clothing? Who's sick? Okay, you in charge of this. You take care of that, and then you report back and give me a progress report. This is the new religion which I give to you, and moreover, let it be a prophecy to you of the world of the words of your God. For there is no such congregation as stay in the entire world. And yet, before this generation passes away, this shall be proven before you. So, Creator, He's going to deal with the ignorance, with the pride of man, like prosperity teachers who think that they're going to be long gone and forgotten about, and they get away with the deception and no recompense at all for the evil that they have done on the earth. They're going to get away with it. Now, I'm going to let that be the conclusion. I'm going to let that be the conclusion of the reading of the word. Give thanks to the Creator, and I'm going to open it up and see if anyone wants to come in and have a discussion on anything that was said during the reading or anything really. Put the link in the room. We put the link in the room, and I just I'm glad that the opportunity to do that video and talk about what people who they deceive people like that, to read what the Creator's got to say about how these people are deceiving. They're deceiving and fooling themselves. They're not fooling really anybody else. And that they have to recompense the things that they have done. So that's something that's certainly not, you're not going to be hearing this message read in congregations or churches or, lessons like that by these people. So we in a time, where Creator, these things, it sounds like these things are going to be exposed. We can look forward to these things being exposed. I'm telling you, I gotta say it again, man. The lesson, with the AG, it seems like the ascending, the faithless are just going to continue to ascend. And the declension is going to continue to descend. And it don't seem like it's I'm talking 5-10 years away. I'm talking now. There's a situation, and I would even expect that there's probably more signs in the heavens that are to come to Hey Yogi, good to see you, bro. Welcome, man. Thanks for coming in, checking in. I'm at the end of the video. So if anybody wants to come on real quick, there's the link, and you want to share anything. If not, then I can go ahead and close the video. There won't be anything going on tomorrow because I'm going to be in Bible study. And then Friday pick up again. I think I'm going to pick up with the AG. I want to talk a little bit more about that and see if I can learn anything more and share with you, brethren, because the world, I ever since listening to Brother Cal's video and hearing him emphasizes the things to come, and I believe that he knows what he's talking about. And I can see the things that I can see it and I can hear it. And at some point, we're living in a situation where the world is not, these things. All right, Dave is coming on. So I think that the Creator, I think I even read somewhere where he talks about, now I could be wrong, where he talked about delivering people. I could be wrong about that. I have to look at that a little bit more, but I would not be surprised if there is some sort of deliverance for the faithless or move, or I don't know. I could be wrong. Dave, what do you think, bro?
I'm here on another subject, actually.
Okay.
That Brother Woods in Pain there. He's not here to learn anything.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
And
He said up top that let me see. He said up top, I'm reaching out with a genuine interest in opening a line of communications between us. I don't know if he's still here, but
well, he didn't when you put the link in, he didn't come on,
uh-huh.
right? That
Right.
tells me something. He don't want to be talking. He already done a whole bunch of talking. Let's see if I can find that.
Oh, is that what
that link I put up, right?
Link that you share? Was that link that you shared?
Yeah.
Okay.
7 months ago, right? He
Uh-huh.
was with Elder Yara, right? JJ 7000 and all them guys, them Hebrew Israelite guys, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And like
I
I
think I
say,
heard Elder Yar,
yeah,
something.
Elder Yara,
Yara.
yeah,
He kept going.
that's them's the people we went up against on Sarnetta,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right? And when we won, when the OAHSPE team won, then JJ 7000 came back on, not even an hour later, and accused Sarnetta of fiddling with the polls.
Oh, crying out.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a day or two later, JJ 7000, the Lions Den, calls us out again. Now, we already done the debate. We won. We don't need to go over there. No, so somehow he gets hold of Woods and Payne, and Woods and Payne and him go on like a little OAHSPE hating tour.
Saw better too.
Yeah.
Like
not on Sarnetta, on some other show in New York.
I thought he was impartial.
Yeah, Sarnetta is impartial.
Okay.
And he didn't rig no poll. There were 2 polls taken, one at the beginning and one at the end.
Uh-huh.
And one at the end showed that we won.
All
right. And so JJ 7000 said that's where he rigged the poll. But JJ 7000 don't realize there was 2 polls. Poll at the beginning and a poll at the end.
Mm-hmm. Well,
see, the beginning said that they was going to win, right? JJ 7000, Yara and his team, right? And they didn't give us much of a chance, but with the things that we really studied and really did our research on, the people says, wow, these people really did their research, right? And boom, it came out at the end of the second poll that a lot of the people that was for them came over to our side. Because of the logic. You see. And that really ticked off old JJ 7000. Now that link I put up is a link to Brother Yara's video on YouTube. 7 months ago, he had Woodson Payne on there, and Woodson was claiming he was a survivor of an OAHSPE cult. Right now, over here, it says, see, where do you write? Oh yeah, just before I put that link down, he says, "Wow, I just left the Faithist prayer group and this is how you treat other faithists? He's not a faithist.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you may be attending that prayer group, but I don't know what for.
what
Maybe
does
to
he?
find
What did
out.
he mean? This is the way you treat other. What was he talking about?
Look in your comments, right? The comment was made at 05:27 p.m.
Uh-huh. Wow, I just left the
And
paper.
I put down at 05:27 p.m. You put down the StreamYard link inviting him to come on, right?
Uh-huh.
And at 5:31, I found that YouTube of Brother Yara and him and being a survivor of the OAHSPE cult,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that was like 7 months ago. So, and that's why I said, a leopard don't change their spots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why he's here trying to, saying he's all for us now, but because he's really not. There's an ulterior motive that he's reaching out to us, right?
What could it be?
Maybe if you make a mistake during one of your statements, he might take that and use that against you.
Mm-hmm.
He's that type of a person.
Mm-hmm.
So he's there looking for any mistakes that anyone who's affiliated with OAHSPE may do, and then throw them up on his website and saying, "Oh, this is a cult member that said this, but he did that."
Man, that's a terrible shame. Why do you need to be
Something
involved?
like that.
Yeah.
He's basically a mole, is what he is.
Yeah, I don't even have time for that. It's so bad.
I'm just trying to keep the family safe. I've
I-
known this guy since 2012, 2014. Both me and Brother Omi and Olitha, we went up against him when he posted on our channel, right? Now we went right to his website and then did a few comments, and that was when I had Google at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Brother will, if you talk to him, Brother Omian will authenticate that
Mm-hmm.
both of us went up there, because I saw his post, and I believe he saw mine also when he went on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's too bad. I still want to give him a chance. To
Well, yeah, I'm all for giving him a chance, but you best be watching him like a hawk.
Yeah, I would hear him out and size him up, or anybody really. I like to learn. I mean, I use. I mean, I like to learn from people like that, and for my own purposes, so that I can learn a lesson myself about people who. I mean, we're in a world of people like him who they just. I don't get them. Why? It's vanity. When I deal with people like that, I just cut them off at the knees, and I'll share, I'll agree with anything that's good, but just make the point to stay away from deity worship. And
I don't actually even know if he's in deity worship, but I know he's definitely against faithists and OAHSPE.
Now,
if he even ever read OAHSPE, and if he was in a cult where some leader was taking advantage of the faithists, OAHSPE should have pointed that out, and he should have left. You know,
it's a miracle to me, man. I mean, it's a miracle to me how you can come against the OAHSPE. That's just a miracle to me.
He does it with lies.
Yeah.
He put up a whole bunch of videos, right? And titled it the OAHSPE cult, right? But the videos that he put up was of David Koresh, right? And the other one was of Ishkan, that International Society of Krishna Consciousness, way back in the 70s, where he went around and said, hey, Hare Krishna, and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he put up one of those, David Koresh, Sun Myung Moon of the Moonies, and what's that other one down in Waco, Texas, Branch Davidian. Right? And things like that. Right? But none of those organizations have anything at all to do with the OAHSPE. You see. So he's trying to say we're like them, or they're like us, or he's trying to lump us all in the same category with them. We don't even believe the same doctrines they believe. You see.
Right.
And there was a statement that Cosmon Cal brought out. And it was about those, what was it? That supposed we starved a whole bunch of babies to death in Arbolis, Colorado.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That one, right?
Yeah.
Now, my brother went all through that and found out it was a fellow named J.B. Kern who was running for some office, right? First off, he was for it, and then second off, he come in and tried to press charges against him, right? And the thing is, nobody ever died, right? And he somehow switched around the paragraphs or the headings where Kern wasn't even involved, right? So he omitted crucial statements that would defend OAHSPE. Like re-edited it and to show OAHSPE in its worst light.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the things that he does.
Oh man, that's too bad. So he's lacking character.
Yeah. Definitely no character in him at all. He's like a mole.
That's
And
too bad.
he's not a faithist, and he's really not reaching out with any genuine interest in opening a line of communication.
Yeah.
He's here to see what we're talking about, so he can either go report it back to JJ 7000 Lions Den or Elder Yara or somebody, right? And saying, well, Brother Jacob said that. The brother on this faithist ministry that I was attending to said this, and they don't even seem to be on the same page. Well, probably be talking about two different subjects. They may not be talking about the same subject you're talking about right now. You see what I'm saying? And and them guys had them Hebrew Israelite guys, they'd eat all that up.
Yeah, I can see how they would. Yeah,
That's basically all I wanted to come in and say. So yeah, you can invite him on if you want. I'm what I said, right, was Woodson Payne, right? What happened? I thought you were set JJ 7000's golden boy. The Hebrew Israelites there kick you out to the curb? You know, 'cause I'm wondering what happened because I hadn't heard of him being around them, or them around him. Basically, they just used him for that period of time and boom, let him go. That's what I see. And
yeah. Well, if
I
he's
guess he took umbrage at that. And that's why he said.
hey, Crips.
That's why he said he just left the Faithist prayer group, and that's how you treat other Faithists. And like I say, I don't believe he's a Faithist to begin with. And he's more like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Well, thanks for the report, bro. I'm gonna still give him a chance to speak his piece if he come on. And
oh yeah, definitely, no problem there. That's about all I got to say. So we'll catch you later, there, brother.
Okay.
I just want to make you yourself and the other people in the chat aware of who he is and what he does. According to my knowledge.
That's a shame that people go around like that, with waste your time trying to attack other brethren for what they. I mean, you know what I mean. That's just a terrible shame, man. Why do you waste your time trying to, you know what I mean, discredit people for this? I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah. That's basically what he does with OAHSPE or tries to do. And well, like I say, peace to the chat, many blessings in Jehovah's name.
Okay, Dave, thanks for coming on, man. All right, that was Brother Dave, man. And I guess we got a brother wants to come in and cause division and wants to stir up things. And anybody's welcome to come on my channel. And I use I'll use the situation to learn and to also warn a brother who is like that what he's facing. I will get the sword of the OAHSPE out and start slicing and dicing. And I don't know if the brother thinks that I'm low hanging fruit and that he can find some type of way to use me to make the Faithists look bad. I don't think that he'll be able to get anywhere trying to, if that's his agenda. So whatever, I don't really care too much. Hopefully the brother come to his senses and see that the Creator is not his enemy, is trying to be his friend. And people amaze me, man. Brethren, we're in this is a crazy situation we're in. We're in one hell of a. I mean, the OAHSPE is all good, man. I mean, everywhere you read, the Creator is always trying to tell you, the better reality, the opportunity that we have to ascend and what happens there, what it looks like, and the power that to come, and how you want to come against that. I'll never get it, man. I'll never get it. Anyway, good time to close video. I'm going to be in Bible study tomorrow, brethren. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to pick up Thursday and talk more about AG and Gia. Let me see. Tempo says the OS operation system is obsession. And I don't know who the OS are, brother. If you could tell me who the OS are. The OS operation system is obsession and stubbornness and pleasantry, deity worship, and repeats of declination with hubris, pride, because they don't stand under light darkness is their delight. Yeah, I mean, it's that Uzian, that spirit that just seems to get a kick out of just coming against anything that is good, right. I mean, no matter how vain it is, I mean, what good is it to? What do you profit, man, from from disparaging and for discrediting and or quote unquote discrediting other brethren and the things that they believe in? And I mean, there's a good reason to discredit some things that are out there. I mean, some belief system, I'm not really talking about that, but the vanity of just being a problem to other brethren is, I don't know, whatever. Oh, operation system. The operation system, OS is operation system. The operation system is obsession and stubbornness and pleasantry, deity worship, and repeats of declination with hubris. Yeah. Well, the Uzian operation system, if you ask me. So that's about the best I could do now, or that's about the best I can do for this video. And so unless anybody has a quick word or you real quick want to come on or share or whatever, if not, then I can thank the Creator for this opportunity, and brethren for joining me. And I won't be on tomorrow. So again, Thursday, Friday, I'll pick it up, and Creator willing, thank you for joining me. I want to give thanks to the Creator for this opportunity to try to be a light while I'm in this reality. Pray, bless you, brethren, with everything that is good and right, and to help us to be protected and to be guided through the things that is coming on the earth, as we look and see that the Uzians and trying hard to destroy the only kingdom that they will ever have. And just ask the Creator to have mercy on the faithists and to give us the wisdom to know what to do at the proper time, and that He might instruct us. And so, all right. So, brethren, that's it. Thank you for joining me. And until I see you again on video, Creator willing, peace be unto you. Shalom.